The cruel thing my spouse did was cheat on me while I was deployed and then mock me publicly like it was a joke. Here's how it happened. I came home believing distance had tested our marriage and proven it strong. Instead, distance turned into her excuse. While I was overseas, I wasn't just forgotten. I was replaced, joked about, and slowly erased. Friends I trusted went quiet. Family tiptoed around the truth. By the time my boots hit American soil, the betrayal had already gone viral in our small circle, dressed up as humor and empowerment. I didn't walk back into a reunion. I walked into a punchline. I'm a black man from Atlanta, raised on routine, respect, and handling business quietly. Deployment teaches you discipline, but it doesn't prepare you for disrespect wearing your favorite hoodie. I still remember pulling into Fayetteville, North Carolina, duffel bag in the trunk, heart thumping like I was about to see my future again. I practiced my smile in the rearview mirror. The house looked the same. Hydrangeas are blooming. Porch light on. But inside, the energy was different, cold, like laughter had been happening without me, and stopped the second I showed up. She didn't cry when she saw me. Didn't run into my arms like in the movies. She leaned against the kitchen counter, scrolling her phone, and said, "You're back early." Early. Like I just returned from a grocery run instead of a year of sand and sleepless nights. Her tone carried something else too, annoyance. As if my presence interrupted plans she hadn't bothered to cancel. When I hugged her, she stiffened, then patted my back the way you comfort someone at a funeral. That's when I knew something was off, but not how deep it went. The jokes came later, when I checked Facebook. Not tagged, but obvious. Memes about deployment husbands being temporary. Comments laughing about lonely wives upgrading. One post had her favorite song playing, the caption reading, "When the timing finally makes sense." I felt my stomach drop. My cousin in Savannah texted, asking if we were okay. A guy I grew up with commented laughing emojis. Nobody defended me. Nobody asked me first. Humiliation traveled faster than truth, and it felt like watching myself drown through glass. When I confronted her, she didn't deny it. That hurt more than lying would have. She smirked and told me not to be dramatic. Said she was living her truth while I was playing soldier. That last part stung. I'd missed funerals, birthdays, and our anniversary. I'd slept in boots and eaten cold food so we could have stability. She waved it off like a phase she'd outgrown. Then she did something colder. She laughed and said, "I didn't think you'd take it this hard." Like my pain was inconvenient. She told me the house felt like hers now. Asked me to give her space, my own house, bought with a VA loan in my name. I slept on a friend's couch in Fayetteville that night, staring at the ceiling fan like it might explain how love turns into mockery. Every sound startled me. I replayed conversations, hunting for signs I missed. The hardest part wasn't the cheating. It was how comfortable she was treating me like an outsider. Like my absence had rewritten the rules and erased my claim. People I trusted vanished. Her sister blocked me. Her mom said I should have known better than to leave a woman alone. Friends avoided eye contact. It felt like I was on trial for surviving deployment. I learned quickly how isolation sneaks up, quiet at first, then loud when you finally notice. I'd sit in my buddy Marcus's living room, both of us pretending to watch basketball. He cracked jokes to lighten the mood, and I appreciated him for it. Sometimes laughter is the only thing keeping you upright. Marcus was the one who reminded me who I was. Between jokes about my terrible cooking and my even worse fashion sense, he said, "You always move smart. Don't forget that." He meant the business I'd started before deploying, a small logistics company back in Georgia. I kept it low-key, handled paperwork between shifts, built relationships slowly. It wasn't flashy, but it paid well and kept growing. I hadn't even thought about it during the chaos at home. Pain has a way of shrinking your world until you forget your own power. Back in Atlanta, my work felt like oxygen. Coffee shops in Decatur became my sanctuary. Laptop open, earbuds in, mind clear. Funny thing about spreadsheets, they don't lie, don't judge, don't laugh at you online. Around that time, I finally met her new guy in person. Darius. Confident, loud, always smiling too hard. He showed up at the house once while I was grabbing mail, acting like he belonged there. He called me bro and shook my hand like it was charity. I went home shaking. Not with fear, but anger. What she didn't know was I'd already noticed something. Darius worked for a subcontractor connected to one of my company's service agreements. Nothing dramatic, just maintenance, supply coordination, invoices. Regular stuff. But regular stuff matters when you do it right. I didn't say a word to her. Didn't warn him. I focused on my routines instead. Morning runs, therapy appointments, calling my mom every Sunday. Healing looks boring from the outside, but boring saved my life. Funny moments still happened, unexpected and necessary. One afternoon, Marcus convinced me to go to a cookout in Stonecrest. I burnt the burgers. Everyone roasted me. A woman named Aisha laughed so hard she cried and told me I was banned from grills forever. We talked for hours about books, bad dates, music from the 90s. Nothing heavy. No promises. Just warmth. I realized romance doesn't always mean fireworks. Sometimes it's feeling human again without explaining your scars. Meanwhile, I quietly audited my contracts. Late nights, careful notes, screenshots saved in neat folders. And there it was, a pattern. Inflated hours. Equipment charges replaced, but never moved. No drama, just math telling the truth. I felt something solid settle in my chest. Not revenge, clarity. I sent everything to my lawyer. Then I requested a compliance review from the subcontractor's owner. Professional. Polite. Cold. That's the thing about contracts. They don't care about Facebook posts. 2 weeks later, Darius walked out a job site in Charlotte. No shouting. No spectacle. Just consequences. I heard about it through the same grapevine that once laughed at me. My wife called screaming, blaming me for ruining her happiness. I listened quietly, then hung up. No insults. No defense. Silence can be a boundary. She never apologized, didn't even slow down. She posted vague quotes about betrayal and strength. I didn't check them anymore. My peace was worth more than watching karma in real time. The divorce was handled quietly in Georgia. Lawyers talked, so I didn't have to. Every document felt like shedding weight. I moved my money, separated accounts, closed loops I should have protected earlier. Lesson learned. I bought a modest place outside Stonecrest, sunlight, quiet street, neighbors who minded their business. No announcement, no posts, just keys in my pocket and a deep exhale. First night there, I slept straight through until morning. That felt like a win. Life didn't magically fix itself, but it stabilized. Work grew steadily. My company picked up another contract, nothing flashy, just reliable. I reconnected with friends who showed up quietly, no explanations needed. Aisha and I started seeing each other, slow dinners, stupid jokes, long walks. She said she liked that I didn't need to perform happiness. That compliment meant more than she knew. Romance, done right, doesn't erase pain. It respects it without centering it. Funny thing about success when it's private, people stop predicting you. They don't know what you're capable of when you're not loud about it. My ex kept telling our mutuals that I'd changed like it was an insult. Maybe I did. I stopped chasing approval from people who disappear during storms. I stopped explaining my worth. I started choosing silence over spectacle. That's not bitterness, that's growth. I ran into Darius once at a gas station near Conyers. He looked smaller somehow. Avoided eye contact. I nodded and kept walking. No speech prepared. No satisfaction speech needed. Karma doesn't always clap. Sometimes it whispers, and you hear it best when you're no longer angry. I got back in my car, turned up the radio, and laughed at a song Marcus used to clown me for loving. It felt good to laugh without bitterness. My ex never showed remorse. Even months later, she blamed everyone else. Timing distanced me. Some people protect their ego at all costs. That's their prison. Mine was unlocked the moment I stopped waiting for accountability from someone incapable of it. Therapy helped me name that truth without hate. Peace isn't pretending it didn't hurt. It's accepting it did and choosing not to live there anymore. Workdays blurred into a rhythm I loved. Early mornings, purposeful tasks, fair pay. I hired 2 more people quietly. I made sure they were paid on time, respected, and heard. Funny how leadership lessons show up after betrayal. I didn't need applause. I needed alignment. When you're aligned, success stops feeling like revenge and starts feeling like home. Aisha and I never rushed labels. One evening, sitting on my back porch watching the sunset, she said, "You don't talk bad about your past." I shrugged and said, "It already did its damage." She smiled and leaned her head on my shoulder. No fireworks, just peace. That was romance to me now. Gentle, chosen. Sometimes I thought about the man I was before deployment. Naive, trusting, loud with plans. I didn't judge him. He did the best he could with what he knew. Growth doesn't require self-loathing. It requires honesty. I honored that version of myself by building a life he would have wanted, even if the path looked different. The joke stopped online eventually. New gossip replaced old. That's how shallow attention works. What didn't fade was my quiet satisfaction. Not because someone else fell, but because I stood back up without becoming cruel. That mattered to me more than any public win. Marcus still jokes that my grill skills haven't improved. He's right. We laugh about it over takeout, watching games, talking about nothing and everything. Friendship like that grounds you. It reminds you that humiliation doesn't define you. Character does. I learned that betrayal hurts worst when it's paired with mockery. But mockery loses power when you outgrow the room it's shouted in. You don't have to clap back. You just have to move differently. My company continues to grow. No headlines, no speeches, just steady progress and nights I sleep well. That's success to me now. Consistency without chaos. If there's humor in all this, it's realizing how little noise matters. The loudest people online knew nothing about contracts, consequences, or character. I smiled at that irony more than once. Love, I learned, should never require you to shrink. Anyone who laughs at your pain isn't your partner. They're your test. Passing it hurts, but failing it hurts longer. I didn't get revenge. I got clarity, boundaries, and a better life. Quietly, intentionally. Karma didn't need my help. It just needed time and truth. Papers over posts. Peace over performance. Here's the moral. Humiliation feels permanent when you're inside it, but it's temporary if you keep your dignity and your discipline. Don't chase loud justice. Build quiet stability. Outwork the disrespect. Love again when it's safe. And remember, people who mock you while you're down rarely survive the moment they realize you never stopped owning the ground beneath them. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and share this video with your friends. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a powerful story drop.